We've got a really great show for you. Let's go over to the agenda page. First, we're going to give a quick KPI update, but then the bulk of this meeting is the masterminds, the super duo behind the Allie coin. We have Alliestrasza and Mason here to walk you through the vision for the coin and everything they've done so far, as well as give you guys some tips. And then we'll end with a Q&A. Quick reminder, if you have questions throughout the call, please pop them into the chat and we will get to them at the end. All right, well, let's start off with some KPIs. Next slide. Mike's not here to be able to give the update, but he did want me to share the updated numbers. So we'll leave them up here for a few minutes for you guys to take a look at. Only real thing to note is that we saw larger than usual credit card buys last week, and this was mostly due to the MJF coin launch. So I'll just leave this up here just a little bit longer for you guys to take a look at. All right, without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Jason, who's going to interview Mason and Allie. Jason?
Hello. Good Friday to everyone. I have the pleasure of introducing, look at that picture. What a cute couple. The pleasure of introducing Allie and Mason to everyone and talking them through a few questions today about their experience with Creator Coin. Allie is a seriously good Hearthstone player and streamer on Twitch, and has built a community around a number of, I guess, different card games, and very strong Twitch community that she brought to Allie Coin last year. So Allie's one of our first, definitely within the first 10, if not one of the first 5 coins that we launched on the site, and continues to do a really impressive job shepherding a great community through her coin. So you guys, you want to say hi just really quick?
Hello, hi guys. Thank you for having us.
Hello.
We're really excited to talk about Allie Coin. This very cute picture you picked there. I did not know you were going to put that in there. But yes, Mason is my fiance.
The reason she's holding up the ring is because that was the day I engaged.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like that, the day you engaged.
The day you
we got engaged. Sorry.
The day he proposed. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. That's awesome. Yeah, I want to say, a big part of our journey with you guys has been that both of you, and especially Mason, have been really instrumental in being crypto enthusiasts and advocates from the very start, and have helped us to a great degree with feedback along the way, and to keep us on our toes, and while always being just really involved with the project. So so my first question is going to be, how did you introduce Allie Coin to your community, and how has your community progressed in the almost a year since your launch?
Yeah. Well, as you said earlier, I am a Twitch streamer. So I've been on Twitch for over 5 years at this point. I feel kind of like a seasoned veteran. So Twitch is my biggest platform, right? So when we launched Allie Coin, I thought the best way to introduce it to my community was during my live streams. So it was just something that I talked about during my live streams, or mentioned like in my Discord that was centered around my Twitch community. And initially, I just said, well, I've launched my own cryptocurrency, Allie Coin. And I would say that in the beginning, there wasn't too much interest, to be completely honest. There was interest from people who were already enthusiastic about crypto, but, probably you might have this experience too, but if you bring up crypto to non-crypto people, there's definitely some apprehension and some skepticism. So when I said that, I've started my own cryptocurrency, people think of Bitcoin and Doge and, all the stigmas that go along with crypto. So I would say that getting people excited about it was a little bit of a hurdle in the beginning, and people didn't start to get really into it until, I really started to come up with different use cases for the coin. And I would say that the biggest success to get people interested was the tournament series that we came up with. And the tournament series worked out really well because my community over the course of the 4 or 5 years of playing Hearthstone, they always wanted me to run community tournaments, and I had just never really done it because I didn't really know how to run tournaments super well. But Mason and I thought that this was a good opportunity to take something that was familiar and specific to my community, you know, something that people were already comfortable with, which was just playing my game, Hearthstone, and then sort of fusing Alliecoin into it in a natural way. So what we did is we gave guaranteed access to holders of Alliecoin to get into the tournaments. And then we also had the prize payout in Alliecoin as well. Now, we didn't bar people off from playing if they didn't hold Alliecoin, but we just made it sort of this perk of like guaranteed access into the tournament. So I did 8 qualifiers in the North American region of my game. And then I just had the finals a couple of weeks ago. And I think the first one we did was in February. So basically from February to June, there's just been this like natural conversation of like, what is Alliecoin? Because the tournaments have piqued the interest of obviously the people who play the game. So yeah, I would say that was probably been the biggest thing that has gotten people interested. And a lot of how we did that was through creating a separate Discord. And Mason's really been like so instrumental in that process because he's the crypto, his expertise here. So when people have questions about like how it all works and, you know, well, if I did want to sell my rally for cash, that kind of stuff, like Mason's been in the Discord, just always answering questions. And yeah,
so
go ahead.
the Discord really acts as like where the funnel leads to. So like Allie said, the Twitch stream is really how she talks about the coin and introduces the coin. But it's an ongoing education thing. So no matter how many times she mentions the coin on a live stream, every time there's like one person who hasn't heard about it, and that person will perk up in the chat and they'll say, hey, like, what is Alliecoin? And since, you know, the first thing we say is go join the Discord, because we created a second Discord separately, specifically for Alliecoin. And that's where I'll be doing a lot of education for the coin and answering questions. So we always try to move people from the Twitch stream to the Discord. And now I think that community is like 550 plus. So it's going really well. And because that community is so large, there's almost always like 1 or 2 people from the Discord. You know, maybe they were from the stream before, but someone who's really learned a lot about Alliecoin who's in the chat. So when those questions come up, it's not just on Allie to educate people anymore. There's like enough of a group of people that will chime in and answer the simple stuff. And then only like the more complicated kind of vision for the coins thing really needs to go back to Allie to have her answer that. And then on top of that, you have me in the Discord and sometimes me in the Twitch chat. And so we're always working to educate people, because even the guys who get past the initial wave of questions, they still get to a point where they have more questions, and maybe they even want to get deeper into crypto. Like we have people in that Discord now asking about liquidity pools and liquidity providing and all this like other DeFi stuff and how to sell coins. And we want people to really feel like this is part of the general crypto universe, and it really does have real world value, and all these currencies are exchangeable. So it's been a lot of fun just you know, introducing to people to crypto in a way that they're not as skeptical because they want to participate in tournaments. And then also continuing to educate them and really helping them learn more about what crypto is all about.
Yeah, I think it's great that definitely when you start building a Discord in the way you guys have, that, you know, it's very much opt-in. People know what they're going to talk about. So I think it's great to drive the conversation in that way. And obviously education, as you say, is hugely important. I thought it was funny there. You guys mentioned Twitch chat, that was always my favorite part, was you could explain something really in a really awesome way, and then there would always be somebody 2 minutes later who would ask the same question again.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm used to people like commands are great, you know. So if someone is like, "What is Alliecoin?" Someone in my chat, all they have to do is type command Alliecoin, and it gives a little synopsis. And then it's like, if you want to learn more, join the Discord. So yeah, Discord's been absolutely amazing, just in sort of, you know, the educational process and, you know, organizing. You can send people Allie through Discord. It's been great. So.
Cool. So I was gonna have the next question I had for you guys was, I know you're very thoughtful about the value of your coin. You know, you've been around this long, and you've really kind of you've been there from the start, and your coin has been up in the you know, the price ranks is very obvious to see. You know that you've been up there, and you remain up there. So you're obviously but I know that you're very thoughtful about this, and for your community. Do you have any sort of like policy or method around how you, while you may grab some revenue for yourself, but how you're also thoughtful just about keeping in mind the coin's value over time?
Yeah. We do try to be thoughtful about it because, you know, like with the tournament circuit, for instance, people will have to kind of encourage people to pick up a coin or two in order to get the more guaranteed access to the tournament. We don't want right after they buy it for the price to drop 50%. And we recognize we can't always control that. But the one thing we can control is how we monetize the coin. And so I've seen some other creators, when the coin starts to become worth a decent amount of money, they might pull out like 20 or 30 grand all at once. And I think that if we were to do that, that might have a bad experience for anybody who just bought the coin for the first time. So one of the things we try to do is we try to take out money really slowly over long periods of time rather than like a big chunk all at once. And the best way for us to do that has been really the rally rewards, and taking like a small, maybe like 10% of the rally rewards as a way to pay ourselves for the work that we put into the project. But then we also take a large chunk of those rewards and we put it back into the coin each week in order to help other people who might want to sell the coin to sell it without impacting the price too much. So those rewards help offset that a little bit. And then we take the rest of the rewards and we've created like a US dollar and Ethereum treasury of stuff that we can use to go do fun stuff with for other rewards to create non-monetary value for people out of the coin.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's really thoughtful, and I know some other creators out there definitely try to get folks to use their rewards back into the coin in some way to continue to receive rewards against the coin. I know one of the one of the use cases you've done recently was you had a merch drop. And that was for your greater Twitch community, obviously, to buy merch, but also you gave merch away literally to coin holders by the amount of coin they held. Can you talk about how you came to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So I had been working on this merch line for quite some time. And, as Mason said earlier, we really want to provide value that goes just beyond monetary value, right? So like tangible things that Alley coin holders can get by being a holder. So with the merchandise, we basically took a portion of the rewards and just pre-bought, codes to give away to Alley coin holders. So if you're 100 Alley coin holder, you get the hoodie, the long sleeve, the t-shirt for free. And then if you're 50, you get 2 items, 10, 1, as well as providing like a really significant discount, like maybe for $5 of Alley coin, you can purchase a shirt or something like that. So it's been this really awesome thing, and the community has given a ton of positive feedback on the whole system of it. And it's just been a really nice thing to, like getting the rewards is great. And, having your Alley go up in value is awesome. But to be able to actually have something physical that you're like, wow, this, I got to utilize my Alley by getting a free shirt.
It really makes a huge difference for people to actually be able to like touch something and say, to the people who are skeptics about the whole cryptocurrency industry, and they're like, oh, you bought this thing, but it's just numbers on a screen. Like that's something I've heard before. For those people to be able to say, well, I have this shirt that I got for free, that's kind of the proof's in the pudding, is the saying. It's like, here's an actual physical example of something that I received. And another thing, like for the tournament circuit, rather than just giving them Alley coin, we also gave the winner a nice trophy. And like he was thrilled to receive that in the mail. It had his name on it, and it's this beautiful like red
glass
trophy, red thing. Yeah. And I feel like for his parents to know that he won some money in playing a card game online, but also to see that something physical, like, hey, I won this trophy, it makes it feel that much more real. And that's what we want out of these coins, is to make them feel real.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, for sure. Having something physical is, puts it all together. I think to a certain degree, I know some folks have been, minting actual coins, and I think Crime did that, and a few others, to give something else that's, like you're saying, a physical, bringing a physical nature to the coin. The next thing I was gonna sort of like piecing some of these things together. and around the success of your coin. What steps do you think you've sort of taken over time here to foster the success? Like what are, kind of when you're giving it a high level, if you were coaching someone, putting it all together, how would you get somebody else to foster such success as you guys have?
I would say that if you're a content creator or a business or whatever, like you want to find what is unique and special about your content or your business, and really try to innovate on like something that your community would already want from you, and then infuse your coin into that. And so that's why I think the tournament system worked out so well for my community, is that it was something familiar, and then we just kind of slapped Allie coin onto that. So it's just a matter of finding what makes your community unique and coming up with different use cases for your coin in that way.
I also think it's important to think about what makes the coin feel natural to your community, and not that it's a cash grab. Like when going back to what Allie was saying originally, when she brought it up as I have a cryptocurrency, a lot of people kind of think in the back of their head, oh, you're just trying to get more money out of us. But when you say, hey, I have a tournament circuit and there's a way you can participate in it, then people start to think, okay, how do I participate in it? And it's no longer about buying a cryptocurrency. It's about wanting to do this other thing. And that's about knowing your community and knowing the ways you already interact with them and how you develop meaningful connections with them. So with this, it's not just about winning money in the tournaments. It's also about being part of Allie's stream. So Allie streams the tournaments and people get their names on the stream. Their gameplay is being broadcast to 600 to 1,000 people while Allie's streaming it on her channel. And that's an experience. Even if they don't win, they got the experience. And that's what we're trying to create with it, rather than focusing on the coin so much. And it's natural marketing for the coin too. That's another part of the success is Allie gets to not only talk about how she's going to have a tournament, but she also gets to broadcast the tournament. And while the tournament's happening, people are constantly asking, how do I participate? And so there's another reason to bring it up other than to ask people to buy it. It's to talk about all the different ways that we're using it. So find natural conversations that you can have with your audience where you can bring up the coin and the use cases for the coin. And that's going to be a much more natural way of introducing the concept of cryptocurrency to them, rather than just being like, hey, you should learn about crypto, and then like try to jump right into the education.
And another thing that I just always try to do at the end of tournaments, I'd be like, oh, okay, these players won this amount of Allie coin. I don't want people to sell the Allie coin, but I always say, if you want to, you can sell it for cash. Like I want to build that trust with people. Like, so, you're purchasing these creator coins to support the creator, but so that people don't think it's a scam, because there's a lot of people who don't understand something and they're like, freaked out by it. I'm like, well, you can hold on to it and get the value out of the various use cases that I'll come up with, Allie. Or if you want to, you can sell it for cash, and that's okay too. Just to sort of build that trust with the community.
Yeah, that sounds. I like that you kind of keep reiterating community. I mean, you're a content creator, and you found a way to create content around it, but also at the same time, like you're also fostering a community around it, and everyone's sort of supporting each other clearly by, there's holding benefits through Discord, and as we talked about the merch giveaway, but there's also other ways that now this is being seeded to potentially new folks, definitely your tournament players, who then, if they get discovered, that could be a launching pad for them to create their own content around, similar to you and being a Hearthstone streamer potentially. Who knows? It could be a real leap for them to build a fan base as well. So that's hugely giving back, I think, and especially in the Twitch community. Looking forward, what do you're always looking at use cases, I know, and trying to figure out, what works, what's going to work for your community, and how to introduce it. Do you have things coming up? And I know we've talked about on the side, we've talked about NFTs because we have that product coming up. What kind of things are you looking forward to?
Well, I'd say just in general, the merchandise has been the first test of like how that kind of system could go. So I'd love to come up with other products or services, that kind of thing, and do sort of a same method that we use for the merchandise. But yeah, NFTs are really interesting, and we do have some ideas for them for sure. I am not like a digital artist myself. So one of the things that I'd like to do is collaborate with artists that maybe have a smaller platform or aren't necessarily like looking to have their own creator coin. So one of my friends that was on my gaming team, she reached out and she was like, hey, like I'm doing these really cool like Pokemon graphic art. Like I'd love to have you, you know, have an NFT and sell it through Alliecoin, and then we can collaborate on that. So I think that's a really awesome dynamic in which you're giving an artist the platform to get discovered and also kind of infusing it in with your own community, in which it's like a benefit of the Alliecoin community to be able to get access to that. So collaboration on NFTs would be really cool because, again, I'm not necessarily a digital artist, but I have painted some Bob Ross. Like Mason's
I was
got
gonna
an
say,
idea.
she's like, I'm not a digital artist, but you should see some of her Bob Ross paintings because they're actually really good. And we've had a lot of people offer to buy them. In fact, one of them I think you sold for charity, right?
Yeah.
And so one of the ideas with NFTs is to actually take the Bob Ross painting, take a really nice photo of it, and then have a digital artist create some sort of animation. Like, I don't know, in my mind, it's like neon colors washing over the art, creating like a shimmer effect or something. But I'm sure a digital artist could come up with something better. And so to sell that whole thing as a package on the website, so we would ship them the physical painting, we would give them the receipt in the form of an NFT, and we would also give them the digital art that they could use in like digital space one day when stuff, you know, when you can use them more so to create 3D environments where your art can be displayed.
Yeah. So those are just a couple of ideas. You know, obviously we're going to keep trying to think of them, but those are just two, you know, off the top of our
I
head
think
right
one
now.
of like the overarching goals is to create a marketplace of products that Allie curates, which could be anything from, you know, merchandise that we create ourselves that are really like Alliestrasza branded, to just affiliate deals with other brands that are looking to sell things that Allie really believes in. And then to try and make Alliecoin a direct payment method for those things in some way. So when people do receive Alliecoin in a tournament, rather than having to go through the rigmarole of selling it to cash and getting it back to their bank account, we can say, hey, there's this marketplace of stuff you can buy with it if you're interested in any of these things. So that would be cool. And then
Yeah,
one other
that's
use
very cool.
case.
Yeah,
Oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
One other use case I wanted to talk about is that we're gamers, and the tournament circuit is a great gaming segue. But I always thought it would be fun to do some other sort of game with the coin. And so I've actually been working with somebody from the community to build, like going way back in time, to text-based RPGs where you play them by typing to the computer, and have a game that we could run through Discord with a Discord bot. And if you get to the end of the game, then you win some Alliecoin. And so that's just another way of gamifying the distribution of Alliecoin in a way that like people feel like they're getting something out of the experience besides just monetary value.
I love the idea.
Yeah, that's very cool. As my kids would call me a boomer, though I'm technically not. I do definitely remember playing text-based games, especially I had a Commodore VIC-20 with a tape drive. An actual cassette tape drive. Was crazy back then. Anyway, dating myself. The last thing I was gonna sort of, I actually was going back, pulling a string on something, was I thought it was really, again, using your community and using your platform was really cool to hear you talk about, you know, supporting an artist or collaborating with an artist to make, to let them use your coin, to collaborate with them on the use of your coin. I mean, that is going to be part of our NFT product. Will be, you know, there's primary and secondary sale royalties that can be shared amongst multiple folks. So that's great to then have a business partner to make, you know, obviously what you're trying to do is make the very, very best thing that you can, while also then supporting other folks with your larger platform, which is, again, you know, always amazing as a community builder. So I guess the last thing I was going to take off on here before we hit the questions was Mason, you kind of dipped your toe into sort of talking about the developer community. What are you looking forward to there? You know, what are you looking to build or want to see from the developer community?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of things, and I think it's going to take time to get all the way down. But for now, I really like what Bonfire's been doing with their marketplace and stuff, and we're really looking forward to, like I just said, we want to create a marketplace of these products, and one thing would be to have a beautifully designed website where you can list these products, say how much they cost, and also make the user experience really nice. So that's probably the lowest hanging thing, but over time, kind of like the text-based game I was talking about, I'd love to work with developers on create like gamifying use cases for the coins. Another idea for that I've had is a Hearthstone King of the Hill. So it would be like one player, when they take the hill, they win like $30 of Alley coin, and when they hold the hill, they get $15 of Alley coin. And then you just have a queue of people lined up ready to like try and take the hill, and just create this like battle arena where people are fighting for coins all of the time. That would be another awesome use case, but there's a lot of development effort that goes into that. Like the site that we use right now to run our tournaments has all of these features for when players get matched up head to head. They have to go through a banning phase for their decks. There's a deck submittal process, and all that stuff can be automated. It just takes developer experience. So
Yeah, and I know that it was some of the things that we've talked about also are, you almost like the ability for an automated smart contract that pays people out in the coin, so you're not having to manually necessarily do that along in the process as well.
yeah, that's one thing we did with community gaming. So they're a tournament organizer, and they actually have that system already built with the smart contracts, but it can't be deployed on Rally yet, is my understanding. So one day I'm hoping that we can bridge the coins off of Rally and then use them in the general crypto universe with all the different smart contract functionality that's already been built. But one thing community gaming did really well is when people sign up for these tournaments, they sign up with an ERC20 address. And so it's automatically attached to their account. And since all the tournament stuff happens within their software, when it gets to the end of the tournament, they've already been logged 1 through 8. These are the top 8 winners, and it just automatically pays them out with no manual work. And that's something we do right now manually. So every tournament I'm in there, like coin send this amount, which is great to have that Discord bot, but it's still not as nice if the whole thing was automated.
Yeah, a lot of manual stuff, like even the Twitch subscriptions, like, we offer people to buy Twitch subs with Alliecoin, but we got to go in and gift a sub individually every single time. So, hopefully with time, this kind of stuff will be more automated. So there's not as much manual work, but, we know that there's a long way to go, and
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you guys are definitely proponents of the long game here,
for sure.
making sure this lasts, the marathon versus the sprint, making sure this lasts a long time.
And as much as we're saying like all these things we want developed, I just want to give big kudos to everything that's been developed so far, because I tried to launch Alliecoin as an ERC20 back in 2017, and no one wanted to use it. And I can't blame them, because even with Alliecoin now, it's been hard to get people to use it. But back then it was like, hey, you're going to need to spend 75 cents every time you want to send the coin to anybody. And yes, ETH fees were 75 cents back then. Not only did you have to do that, but there was no way to buy and sell it. There was no marketplace, and there was none of these functional use cases for the coin. So it was just a huge pain to try and do all that stuff directly on Ethereum. Whereas now we have this whole ecosystem of like liquidity, you can cash in and out. The bonding curves have made a huge difference for that type of stuff. You can send coins basically for free. And the Rally Rewards program is awesome for getting people kind of excited about it. So just everything that's been built so far, we really love it.
It was just such a funny little precursor to Rally and Alliecoin, like him making an Allie ERC20 token. Like it still exists somewhere, but I just thought it was funny foreshadowing to actually having Alliecoin on Rally. So
it's actually funny. About a month ago, I just decided to look at it again, because once you deploy it, you can't take it down. So that still exists and it's floating out there. And I looked at transactions and I saw that someone had actually sent an Alliecoin to themselves, one of the old Allie coins. And so I just decided to look at that address on the blockchain, and it turns out they had Rally in there. And so I was thinking like, and we have no idea who this person is, and I have no idea how to contact them. I can just see it on the blockchain. But I was just thinking it was funny, like maybe they were trying to bridge the Allie into the Rally website, but I couldn't tell what was going on there. I just thought it was comical.
That's great. No, this has been great to catch up. We catch up from time to time, but to kind of present this back to the community and have members of the company and the community and the developer community hear all these things and give everybody sort of ideas for various use cases and different ways to use their platforms. This has been amazing. We have no direct questions in the chat for now, but if Kurt, I'll let you kind of take it back and see if you can plumb some questions for a variety of things from folks. Thank you,
Yeah,
Allie and Mason.
we will open it up now. If anybody wants to type in a question, I'll give you a few moments to do so.
I think we're gonna have when we get the video back of this, Kurt, we're gonna have a lot of good sound bites in there right at the end. They just like encapsulated everything that was great about Rally. We're gonna build a video out of that.
Well, I would love to invite Allie and Mason back on the Rally community call. This was so helpful and I think so enlightening to hear what you guys have been up to. You've been true pioneers with Rally, and it's great to work with creators like you guys every single day. With that, I think I will thank Allie. Thank you, Mason. I'll thank, oh, look, we do have somebody, Meta is saying, great job. Can we meet about the liquidity pool you set up? I want to do the same for my community. So yes, you guys should absolutely connect. Any other questions? All right, I think we're good. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Mason. Thank you,
Thanks for having
Jason.
us.
Yeah, thank you so much for having us. These community calls are great. Every time that we join, we take something away from them, and we just love seeing the collaboration. So thank you very, very much for having us.
Oh,
Great.
and if I could
Please
leave
come
any
back.
other thing with the community, it's that we would actually love to collaborate with other people on the platform. So if you are looking for partners to collaborate coin use cases, I think that's one awesome thing about this is that there's a lot of potential for collaboration. So if people have ideas or they want our ideas and they want to work together, like feel free to reach out.
Yeah, and I'd say Allie and Mason's the Discord is linked on their coin page. If you go scroll down the page a bit to the bottom, their Discord link should be down there.
Perfect. Well, thank you, everybody. We'll see you back here in 2 weeks. Have a great weekend.
Bye, everyone.